That's between us.
They used this on Apollo 13, man.
You're good to go, bro. Reserve me one.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for this category called the Batshit Crazy Watch. I'd also like to sort of hyphenate this category and call it like the Batshit Crazy / watch that will probably get me killed if I wear it walking around any major city, right? Because the problem is like, right now, watch crime is unfortunately rampant. And a lot of times when you get a decent watch on, you make yourself a target. But the watches that I saw this year are so compelling that I would be willing to die just to wear them. So for me, that watch, so in some ways I feel like it's a little bit of a pity because of all the, comments related to the Black Panther watch. In some ways, and which incidentally I think is a beautifully crafted timepiece, and I love the fact that it's a 42mm case. Do I think that the execution could have been a little bit more complex? Probably yes. But I think it's also maybe overshadowed a little bit all the other watches that AP put out, which were some of the most stunning watches that I'd seen for a while. And the watch that I fell in love with, that's batshit crazy, and I can't afford it, and if I wore it, it would definitely get me killed. Maybe not in Singapore, but in any other major city, is the titanium tourbillon with the green sort of tapestry. It's a flying tourbillon, and then it's got a platinum bezel set with emeralds. Like, that watch is insanely cool. And like, I don't have a gem set watch, but deep inside, like, I have a real kind of rapper sensibility. Unfortunately, it's not matched by a rapper size wallet, but I would love to wear this watch, even if it was just for a few minutes before someone killed me for it and took it off my wrist.
I am shocked that you don't own a gem set watch. I am shocked.
Can I just also say that how beautiful that like green dialed 5711 with the diamond bezel is. And I've also, like, I don't know for you guys, right? I've actually like lost friendships or come close to losing friendships like in the last couple of weeks because like random people, like my friends who have no idea how hard it is to get this watch, right, will call me up and be like, hey, wait, can you get me one of these watches? And I'm like, no one can get you this watch, bro. Like, no one can, And incidentally, I also hear it's an application piece, but that's not what they want to hear. Like, I mean, for you guys, right, Robert, Jan, Frank, Andrew, because we work in watch journalism, do your friends just automatically assume that you can just, magically pluck a, sea dweller or submariner or Daytona out of the air?
Any Rolex.
And how do you have that conversation with them, like, where you're like, dude, it's not possible, right?
Simply laughing.
That's the best. My landlord asked me he called me up and said, you guys are in watches, right? I'm like, we've been here for 6 years. Yes, we're in watches. And he's like, can I have one of those pandas? He just wanted a panda. So
like the bear.
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't specific. But so I'm going to send him a Dan Henry and ask to have half the rent reduced for the month.
Some of the Dan Henrys are pretty dope. Okay, so
good.
Andrew, what is your batshit crazy watch for the year?
Look, I don't know. This is maybe an insider comment, but like one of the things I really look forward to at Watches and Wonders is the Hybris Mechanica from JLC, and this is the watch that's just invariably batshit. There hasn't ever been one that isn't completely batshit. And just for the people playing along at home, like they started out just naming the editions, so Hybris Mechanica 1, 2, and so on. But now they name them after the caliber, and they're starting to become even crazier. And this year I thought was just absolutely wild, because you look at it's the first ever Reverso by Gégé Lecoultre that is also a Hybris Mechanica piece, and it uses something. I've always wondered why they didn't use the cradle of there's so little use of the cradle in a Reverso. So seeing every literal square millimeter of this Reverso kind of canvas being used for 11 complications, and resulting in a watch that needs to be adjusted once every 1,111 years. To me, that is absolutely nonsense. But I'd probably survive a machete attack. I think they'd probably go for you before me, Wade, because they'd look at it and say, oh, it's a Reverso, But so I found that one, again, like JLC satisfyingly blew the mind again. And it's one of those regular things year to year where those pieces are they're just absolutely wild. And it shows, it's just that flex from a true watchmaker where it's like, it's that time again. It's kind of like Bulgari with all their record breaking now. It's like, do we have to pretend to be surprised anymore? Like, you know? So that's mine. I think the quadriptych piece by JLC is just the ultimate flex from an ultimate watchmaker.
And Frank, what was your Batshit watch of Watches and Wonder?
That has to come from an Italian brand. I do love our environment, and I do think that we have to save our environment. But when Panerai dropped E-Steel, sorry, I love it. They're going to save the planet with a few grams per watch that is made of E-Steel. Yeah. Sorry. all kudos to Mr. Schäufele for using Fairmine Gold. Honestly, I think that's a very good thing, but E-Steel just seriously killed it. It was...
I like how everyone has a different definition of batshit as well.
I don't know whether we're being pranked here. I've just got this feeling like I'm waiting for the kind of the record scratch or something here, or not.
No. So I think I understand Frank's perspective. I think, Andrew, from your perspective, batshit was like batshit crazy technically. Mine was like batshit crazy, like it's so dope, but it's going to get me killed. And then Frank's was like, different take on it.
So, I think I get it now.
At least I laughed my ass off.
Indeed, sir. And then, so on that note, Robert Jan, what is your batshit watch for this year?
My batshit crazy watch, there are actually 8 of them.
Wow.
It's the 8 Marvels of the World by Louis Monet. I really love them. I love this brand. I love the guy, the Jean-Marie Schaller, and I really love what he does. And to me, it's like a crazy pieces. I mean, it's something totally unnecessary, and it's a tourbillon, beautiful watch. But I think the batshit crazy thing for me is in the cases. And my favorite of these 8 is the Colosseum watch, and they have the Colosseum, they have the Great Wall of China, they have the Petra, the pyramids, the Taj Mahal, and some other marvels of the world. And you can just say, I don't need to be at the Great Wall. I have it.
Is the Speedy Tuesday one of the models?
It should be the first one actually from the 8. But
RJ, what's the next Speedy Tuesday watch going to be? Come on, you can tell us. It's just the 4 of us.
It will have a chronograph.
No way.
And
you've given it away now.
Yeah. No, it's for me. This was the batshit stuff, and I can come up with some crazy complication or like you say, Frank, the Panerai. But I think for me, it's about the design. You can say the AP with the Marvel comic thing. But for me, what this guy does at Louis Monet, I think that's really, really cool.
I think
there's many flavors of batshit. Many flavors of batshit.
Yeah,
I have to say I love that dude as well. Like, and I love visiting his booth, like in Basel as well, because he always had some entertaining device like in there. I think once he had this little like machine you would get into, and you would. To be fair, I was quite hungover when I got into it, so
that's the best.
I took a little nap. It was super cool, but he's a very cool dude. I love that. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your shit or your batshitness. And from that, we're going to move on to the next category. Thank you.
But before we do, you got to give something away from that plush environment that you're in.
I was going to give away something made from recycled steel, but I don't want to make Frank angry. You know what? I'm going to give away not this cigar, but one unsmoken version of this cigar, which is a Partagas Maduro No. 1, which is a great cigar. So hopefully whoever wins this is like a 12-year-old girl, and I can send you this cigar, and you can impress your parents with it. And remember, when people ask you where you got it from, it was from Time+Tide.
Uncle RJ.